This is Audi's first mega SUV, the RSQ8, and it's the first non-car to get the RS badge. And it's joined the ranks of the Aston Martin DBX 707, BMW's X6M, and the Lamborghini Urus, in the SUV that thinks it's a supercar segment. And today I'm going to test it and find out just how good it is. So if you're feeling a little short of money these days because the stock market hasn't gone quite your way, then consider the 2023 Audi RSQ8 here, because it's $100,000 cheaper than its sibling, the Lamborghini Urus. The other good thing is it's almost as fast and, in my opinion, way better looking. So indeed it is a very pretty car. The roofline is more hatchback-like than a coupe. It sits on these beautiful frameless windows. The design is very elegant, extremely crisp. Of course, being an SUV, it does have somewhat high-sided, chunky body, but Audi has designed this to almost perfection. And then inside the wheel arches, it has these massive 23-inch rims, which are an option. They're wearing these Continental SportContact summer tires, which is great. These are 295/35s all around, and then these massive 17.2-inch carbon ceramic rotors and 6 piston calipers up front, 4 at the rear. It's definitely less subtle at the front. This huge grille dominates. This one has the silver Audi rings and RSQ8 badge. It's really big. It looks big enough to vacuum up smaller cars that might get in your way, and then it's flanked on either side by some really cool looking LED headlights. So at the back, the aggressive looks continue with these large oval tailpipes, a lot of gloss black trim here, these sort of fake vents right here, really cool looking LED rear lights, RSQ8 right here, and then at the top, on the roofline, this fairly subtle rear wing. So at the back, you get a powered tailgate, of course, revealing some 30 cubic feet of space with the seats up in that position. If you put the seats down, get around 60 to 61 cubic feet of space. Then on the left-hand side, you've got a couple of little nets for storing really small things. And then below here, various electronics and something to put air in your tire if needed, because there is no spare wheel. All right, let's do a quick exhaust check and see what this thing sounds like. I'm pretty sure that it's going to have a soft limiter. Yep, I was right. It's got a soft limiter. It revs to a little short of 4,000 RPM. It sounds a lot better when you're on the move. So under the hood is Audi's 4.0 twin turbo 32-valve V8 engine. It puts out 592 horsepower, 590 foot-pounds of torque, driven through a very quick shifting 8-speed automatic transmission. That'll get you from 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, 0 to 124 in 13.7, and it tops out at 155 miles per hour. So it's good news and bad news. The bad news is it's really easy to exceed the posted speed limit without realizing in this car. But the good news is it's got a 22-gallon fuel tank for those with a heavy right foot. So I've got to make a special mention regarding Audi's 48-volt active roll stabilization system. It's pure witchcraft. It's incredible how it controls this vehicle in tight twisties, despite it being 5,000 plus pounds in curb weight. It also sends 85% of the power, or up to 85% of the power, to the rear wheels. The standard split is 40-60. So how much is it? Well, the base price is $122,800, but there are some options. So these carbon ceramic brakes are $8,500. And for $4,900, you get this Bose surround sound system. So the luxury package also gives you these Dynamica RS seats and also massaging front seats. You also get an Alcantara covered steering wheel and an Alcantara shifter. Then there's the executive package, which is the head-up display and this acoustic glass, that's another $2,800, and then the night vision assistant will cost you another $2,250. If you add in destination to that and this blue paint, you'll get around $147,000, closer to $148,000 out the door. Very nice inside at the back, plenty of legroom, almost limo-like legroom for me, controls for HVAC in the center, and then you get a really nice quality armrest with some real cool little cup holders, cool little mechanism. And then also, if it's a little too hot, you can put the shade up with one touch. It's beautiful in here. So inside the front, it really looks and feels the part as ever with Audis, but when you get into this sort of higher echelon of luxury vehicles, this is beautifully made. There's not a scratchy bit of plastic anywhere. These seats, I'm going to call out these seats, they're super comfortable. Bolsters for the legs, bolsters for here. Really, really nice place to be. So the RSQ8 gets the double screens, the bottom one being exclusively for HVAC, which I kind of don't like because I want some physical controls, but that's the way it is. The top one, easy to use, particularly on the move, and you can sense the haptic noises when you click on various different things there. You can go into vehicle settings, you can change the seats. Those bolsters that I mentioned earlier are within here. You can squeeze them in tight or relax them a little bit more. You can do it both for the driver and for the passenger. Really nice, beautifully made. So down here you get Drive Select, which gives you 5 different settings: off-road, all-road, comfort, auto, and dynamic. It also gives you RS1 and RS2, so you can click into there, click the pencil, and you can change drive, suspension, steering, engine sound, and Quattro with sport differential. I have all of them on the most aggressive. And then the other one, RS2, adds in the ability to change your ESC, either on or sport. So despite there being no physical HVAC, there is a physical volume control, yippee, engine start, stop, some park assist with your cameras, and then 2 decent cup holders, though very large cups will not fit. And then under the armrest, here's my phone and the wireless charger. So let's see. And it's charging through my case, a little bit of storage space here, and then this little section right here, which is too small to really get your phone in there. It will fit, and then you can just put the armrest back down again. And then down here, there's another odd little storage space here. I'm not sure what that would be used for. Out of the Driver is still one of the best systems on the market. It's really good. You can change the views, you can change what you're seeing. On the left-hand side, you can see what music you've got. And then if you go ahead and you click on Drive Select and choose one of the RS buttons, you get a G-meter displayed, your RPMs, your speedos in the middle, RS1 displayed there in red, and then you've got power and torque as well. And then if you want to access RS mode quickly, there's a button right here. All right, let's see what the RSQ8 can do. All right, so we're on the road. We're in RS1 now. I do have to admit that I put a small piece of tape right here to cover up the speedo, and I turned off the head-up display simply because I don't want to get into trouble, and it's so easy to exceed the posted speed limit in this vehicle. All right, so let's see how this thing handles in the turns. So I've spent a lot of time in auto for around town. You don't really need to put it in anything else. RS1 or RS2 is just a tad firm, but on these kind of roads, you're going to want to select RS1 or RS2. RS2 allows you to loosen up some of the traction control systems, turns the traction control system off. It's not completely off, but it does give you a little bit more wiggle than you would normally have. We're testing out RS1. All right, got a broken line here. Let's see here. Let's give this thing a go. ferocious acceleration and no problems getting past them. Seats are super comfortable, typically firm in a German kind of way. So easy to pass people. Amazing. Definitely need a bit of a dab of brakes in some of these tighter twisties. Managed to get past a few cars there that were holding us up. And there was a bit of a delay for that passing maneuver because I had it in D and not S. Stupid driver error. All right, S mode, sport mode for the transmission, and RS1. Okay, I got it right now. All right, so very impressed with these Contis. Not a complaint from them yet. Slightly jerky change there. You see the dash flashing red. Definitely getting angry, but oh my God, for a vehicle of this mass, 5,500 pounds, this thing is incredible. I mean, I said it was witchcraft what Audi's done. That active anti-roll bar system is incredible. The grip is incredible. The power and torque is definitely feels more than what they say it is. Just a little bit of lag coming out of some of these turns. I feel like maybe using the paddle shifters would get you a little bit more on the boil, but it's surprisingly chuckable, this car. I mean, not like the RS5 competition that I drove just recently, but you can really control this car. And so far, it doesn't feel like it wants to understeer. It's making some crackly noises out the back. Knows we want to play. Steering is really good too. You can't feel a whole lot going on, but it's very direct, not too firm. It's on its firmest setting, but it's not too firm. Controls are really light, and then of course these brakes. I mean, 17.2, 17.3 inch rotors are absolutely enormous and bring this thing down from quite high speeds. It was a good little run we had there. Grip is pretty exceptional. Slow down a little bit for this one. It's a tight turn, and then power out. I like the fact they've put brand new blacktop down on this road, so it's super grippy. Got a little warmed up in the sun today. Oh, wow. This is impressive. It is just a grin fest driving this car. Changing down for a turn here, and absolutely sublime handling. Give it a little stab and get it down to third. Actually, it's in fourth right now, but so quick. Right, this is a big left-hand sweeper. Keep the power in, hold onto the wheel, and it just goes around. Oh God, this thing has to have more than 590 horsepower. But I don't think Audi can advertise that fact, because I got a feeling that the Lamborghini Urus, which is basically this car with an uglier body, or a less pretty body, should I say, has like 615, 620 some horsepower, or maybe more. So Audi can't advertise that because Lamborghini's their sporting brand. But I feel like there's some cheating going on. I love the sound of the engine from inside the vehicle. It sounds really good. All right, let's get past this one. Tracks so well too. Power on, straight up this hill. Oh, Audi has done such a good job with this car. I mean, it reacts like a sports car almost. It is a sports SUV. But you can just drive it around in comfort mode, cruising along freeways, dab of the throttle gets you past any car, and then you have this. These twisty little bends, and it seems like the chassis rotates a little bit, so you feel the power kicking in from the rear. Obviously we can send 85% of the power to the rears. Hard on the brakes for that one. The transmission's realizing that we want to have a little fun here, but we are absolutely storming up this mountain. All right, this is going to be our turnaround point because we're just going to hit too much traffic going that way. And we're going to be a little bit into the sun going back this way, so. All right, we'll head down this section right here, and there's no real cars on this section, so it's the old part of that road we were just on, so we can give it the beans along here. Really hard right now. The pavement's not the best. But we can kind of go for it a little bit more. A lot of cracked and nasty bits of pavement, but typically no one's on it. Hard left. And this thing's like a hot hatch. It's just bigger. Really thinking that the steering is even better than I thought it was at first. This is so good. Hard for that right-hander. It's a tight one. And this left is particularly gnarly. Gotta double check, make sure there's no No border patrol. Another tight left-hander. Sorry about the sun. Oh, God. It's moving one of my kidneys over to the other side. Oh, yes. Well, this is very good. I am very impressed with what Audi has done here. So what do we think? Well, the RSQ8 absolutely shines in pretty much everything it does, wherever you're driving. It's super sporty, it's super comfortable, it's amazingly well built, but it has a rival from Audi that I think is the better option. It's also $20,000 cheaper. That's the RS6, and that's a wagon, and I love wagons. But if you're into SUVs, true, this one is not as fast as the Aston, it's not as fast as its sibling, the Urus, but it is $100,000 cheaper than the Lamborghini. Once again, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time in another video. Out.